whatever fucking thing is standing between my demon and my game. So it's okay. It's not bad with tokens. It's fine with any low power, like series of low power, low power, low toughness, like tokens or something is fine. All right, so we have a couple of big decisions. The first is, do we play blue at all? We're only splashing 1 blue card. I'm not sure we want to play 2 tap lands for it, but they are scry lands, and we didn't get any black-green fixing lands that wheeled. So some universe, it's actually useful to have a scry land or 2. We can flood in this deck, especially since our curve ends at 4. All right, we always play the ingredient. We're going to play those 3 demons. We're going to play our 2-mana learn card. I kind of wish I'd taken the second one of those. We're going to play our mage duels and our devouring tendrils. We need some 2-drops. We're going to play brackish trudge. Probably. I got to take a look at the life game. So we have some decision about, do we want to play our hand destruction line? Do we want to play our life gain line? Do we want to try to fit the blue mana in, the blue mana card with like maybe two of these tap islands and 1 island possibly, or no islands? How many infuses do we want to work with? We want to play Tend the Pests here. It's so good with these cards. We're going to play at least 1 infuse, maybe a second. We'll see. Deadly Brew also synergizes with this card since it's another sack effect. I'm probably playing it with this deck. How are our 2-drops right now? We're on 1/1s. We're going to load up the Colony as an air blocker and at least 1 Amplimancer for early game. I want to try, I think we're going to run, so it's interesting because I wanted to run these charge throughs, but now I don't know. I have the Pennant and the charge throughs. I don't want to run all of those, but I don't know how many I want to run. So what are the rest of our payoffs here for learning? So we have 2 learn if we play Cram Session, 1 if we don't. And our lessons are these 4. I like that charge cycles. I don't like that it can often hold up in our hand and do nothing. It's a 1 mana cycle, which is okay. And no one plays it, so it's unlikely people are worried about this trick. No one I've seen has played it yet. So, do we want to play the hand destruction with the demons? I feel like we do. Which ones though? Targeted hand selection or untargeted that hits more? Brackish Trudge has to be an auto include. It's super strong. I was about to just like rip you a new one for suggesting anything's an auto include. This card is a but I'll show you why. You might actually be right in this deck, and I'll tell you why in a second. So this card it's good if you have life gain sources, right? Preferably recurring sources of life gain, and a couple of them. And at the moment, our deck has, I was gonna say our deck has none, right? But we actually have a couple little incidental ones that have kind of snuck in. Like when these creatures die, they gain me 2 life. When infused with vitality triggers, it gains me 2 life. So I'm already auto including those. There's 2 life off of devouring tendrils as well, and any of our tokens dying gives me life. So I think you're right here. I think we have enough. I was thinking of it initially as kind of a comparison. I was thinking if I play Trudge, I'm probably playing Cram Session, and I was looking to see where my other sources of life gain were. I was thinking it was off the 3/2s, who I don't really want to play because I don't think they're very good. But I think you're right. I think here we already have enough incidental sources of life gain that we're happy with that. We don't have to put bad cards in our deck to recur it, and this card is pretty bad unless it gets to recur, and then it's pretty good. I can sack it to a 7/6 and get it back 100%. That is definitely not true though, because I don't gain any life when I sack it. But anyways, sure. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with Trudge in here. So, but there are decks you won't include this in, even black-green decks, because you just don't have enough life gain to make it realistic. But with our deck, it's pretty free here. So, yep, absolutely right there. All right, what else? So this is 35, actually it's 31. So we're 9 cards short. We probably are only playing 16 lands too, with our top of our curve ending at 4. So we're actually probably 10 cards still need to be added to this deck. We need some 3-drops. I think it's reasonable to like throw in 1 or 2 of these curvins. It's literally called a curvin. I guess you could pronounce that servin, but I like it as a curve in, as the only reason why I'd ever play this is I need it for my curve. Removal. What removal have I not put in? Equipment seems good with tokens. We don't actually have a lot of tokens right now. We have 1 token generator, right? It's the 2 mana. We could play the Pest Summoning as an actual playable in 3. I don't hate it. I mean, charge is kind of removal. I know it's not. Yeah, no, it's definitely not kind of removal. It's kind of face damage. Like to get any value out of this card, the creature already died. I think I want to play the hand destruction line of this. So I want to try Go Blank. I want Village Rites. I missed that card. I definitely want that card in. This is a value engine for, and this is also a sacrifice trigger on our Daemon of Goth. So now we have like 3 different ways to sack this guy that's not just on upkeep. We've got our Tend the Pests, our Deadly Brew, and our Village Rites, which is kind of interesting. The exile portion. I'm willing to play Agonizing Remorse. I guess if we're going to play the other ones. I like the Agonizing Remorse hits every non-land card. That's important to me when I play Hand Destruction. I don't mind Go Blank. Sometimes you just win the fucking game with this. Your opponent's on low resources with his 2 5-drops in hand on turn 4 or whatever. And you're just like, bam, lose your 5 drops. I'm never playing this card in my deck or that card or that card. Those are always going to be lessons we can learn. So this is a maybe. So we're at 17 right now, so we're probably another 5 to 7 cards in right now, if we can find them. Essence Infusion with fight cards. Which one's Essence Infusion? This one? I'm trying not to play that card. It's pretty weak. A, our shit wants to get sacrificed. B, we have other sources of life gain. C, this isn't an instant speed trick, so removal blows it out. You know, it's just like, I don't want to overinvest in any particular creature when we have these that wants to eat things. I think Pennant might come in here. Making these demons trample reliably seems nice late game. This guy trampling is fine too. I don't know if we have enough big beaters to make that good or not. It does +1/+1 them too. +1/+1ing our stupid Curvins makes them 4 power too, and 4 power is really relevant. What is the basic value you compare cards value to? Like, what is the expected minimum characteristic of a 3-cost card? That's a good question, Kurt. That's a really tough one to answer. So it's easy. Well, so I can give you a 2-drop and a 4-drop comparison. The generic 2-drop is a 2/2 for 2 with no text on it, and that's probably the barest minimum of 2/2 you could ever possibly play in a draft. And a 4-mana 3/3 is similar. So somewhere in between there. Realistically, you want better than that, right? So the problem with this card is this is a 3-mana 3/2 in a format where there's a lot of things with 2 power. So it trades down a lot of the time, and its ETB is weak. It doesn't impact the battlefield. So ideally, I want to play something that does something more than that. Compare that card to like Brackish Trudge, where this is a 4/2 that recurs. This is a 3/2 that gains me life and never comes back for the same converted mana cost. So it's just, you're just looking for the strongest things you can. In draft, you play cards that you wouldn't play elsewhere because you're limited in the cards you can put in. So sometimes you're going to play some cards that are a little bit worse. Thank you, Gorby, for the 43 months. Welcome back. 3-mana 3/3. I think a 3-mana 3/3 in limited actually tends to be fairly good. Corsair was pretty good. There was a 3-mana 3/3 in the, I think, M20 or M21 or something that was fairly good. How are our 2-drops right now? We're on, so like this is a really nice stupid thing right now. So like this is another example. This is a 2-mana 2/2 for 2, which is pretty normal, but he's got text on him that says later on if you're flooding you can do things. So what are we on 2-drops right now? 1, 2. We're only on 2 2-drops. We need some more 2-drops. Sure. We can bring in the other Amplimancer. If we're low on 2-drops, we need to make up for it on 3-drops, which we don't have, or 1-drops, which we don't have. So we probably need to throw in, I'd say, 2 of these guys. Yeah. All right, so we are between 2 and 3 cards out on this deck. Do we believe we're gonna be? Do we want to play tap forests for mana, blue mana sources for command? Like, I don't think this card is super good for us. Removing a giant token is nice. Countering an artifact or enchantment spell. There's like no enchantments in this format. There are artifacts. Sometimes they're impactful, sometimes they're not. Second Infuse with Vitality is an option. I mean, we could start dragging in the cards we might play. We might play that. I kind of want to play these Charge Throughs. Charge Throughs make your deck smaller. In addition to having text on them about giving trample to our 7/6s, they're a cantrip. So it's a 1 mana replace itself, do an effect, which is kind of interesting. I don't hate another Infuse. I don't hate a Cram Session, so we can get a little bit of value. The problem is our lessons aren't very good. So we've got a Scry card, sure, but no spell trigger. So this is a 3 mana Scry 2 to replace itself. It's pretty expensive. The tokens are kind of bad. The counters, we're already investing in big creatures. Like, we're already, spot removal already breaks us kind of. And then this is like a fixing effect. So we could play the Pest Summoning. I'm still medium on this. I think this card probably makes the deck with the Penance and the Demon to eat them. I think this is a fairly reasonable turn 3 play, and then throw out the Demon turn 4 and be like, your turn, opponent. Yep. Yeah, it won't let me have a stack of the same card in 2 locations, so I understand that one of these is in the deck. Dissector might be a good counter generator. We don't 3 other 4-drops. I don't really want to play Novice Dissector. The problem with this card is it's not an instant speed ability. So generally these things get value because sacking your own a creature, you can do it in response to like removal or if you chump block, but it can't with this. I can only activate this as a sorcery. So this card becomes quite bad in my opinion. Like, we don't have hordes of tokens. We have a couple of tokens, and we already have something that eats tokens. So I kind of wouldn't mind not having to sack my tokens to something else. Yeah, it puts a counter on another creature. So what? Do we need +1/+1 counters? We got 7/6s that trample. We don't care about +1/+1 counters. I just don't think the card is very good. Yeah, I could combo 2 really bad 3-drop and a really bad 4-drop. Combo together could make the 3-drop playable. Although, to be fair, our other 3-drops are pretty bad too. So I maybe could play this card over like one of the Curvins, maybe. But then I'm like trying to like set up the Dissector combo, and I just don't care. The Implementor does benefit from that, but by that same logic, like Team Pennant benefits Implementor just as much too. Well, I don't know if we want to play the blue card, but we might. I almost don't want to play this card, and I almost want to play the lands anyways, right? Like, a part of me is like 2 tap forests for scrying in a deck that's curve ends at 4. We often flood out. Like, it's not like our creatures have activatable things, right? Just the Implementors. That's it. That's our entire degree of flood protection. This card is definitely working. If your opponent failed to put it on, I don't know what to tell you. I only on 9 creatures. If I'm on 9 creatures, that's terrifying. We're on 10. See, that might be enough of a consideration to get in something terrible like the sack dude. I mean, we're a little above 9 creatures right now, right? Because we have 2 token generators, so we're at 11 creatures really. But 11 ain't a lot. All of our removal is creature based too, so we need to have creatures. So what creatures are available right now? The Dissector, the Dusk Mage, and the last Curvin. Ouch. The wall. Are we playing Tap Forest, chat? I think we are. Wonder if we play 1 or 2. So we're 2 cards out here. One of them should be a creature. We could play the Curvin as a 3/2, or we could play the 2/3. And I'm worried about, I'll play the 2-3 as just some variety. Like, I think it's worse than the 3-2, but sometimes like a 2-3 matches up versus the 2-1's a lot better than the 3-2 does. So a little bit of variety there's fine. And then I'm looking at either the cram session. It is life gain on demand that learns. We only have one other learn card, so it makes our 2 learn card. 2 learn cards to pull in introduction and anatomy seems like a reasonable thing. It doesn't have any immediate synergy with the life gain, but we do have some synergy with the one piece of synergy comes off of the dude, the trudge. Simic gets better with the Dusk Mage in. Sure. It's a super powerful effect, but the problem is that we're not going to have blue sources very often. We have no fixing, so we'd just be drawing this randomly, and sometimes it's a dead card, and our deck already struggles with value, right? So I think it's maybe this for value. I hate that we're not playing either charge through. I wanted to try those cards. I did add 2 blue. I guess technically, environmentals, if we run 1 island, we could also do that. But imagine not being able to cast this on 4 because we have a fucking island. Yeah, but our point with this deck is the same point we've been doing all day, chat, which is we're trying to check out decks that are not the Simic bomb deck, right? Can we go down to... This deck is not super aggro, chat. Like my blue-red deck that went down to 15 lands was insanely aggro, right? Like we could kill people. And we wanted to keep drawing our things we throw at it. This deck wants to curve to 4 and cast this card on curve a lot of the time, right? Do we ever not play cram session? So I kind of wouldn't mind cram session out for charge through. We did take out 1 land. We're on 16 lands instead of 17. I don't think second infuse is good enough. I think it needs to be a charge through. Maybe it's good enough. It gives death touch. See, this is the nice part about this trick. And we did figure out the death touch trample interaction yesterday. I'm not taking pennant out. All right, let's try this out and that in. Is our curve too small for the amount of lands we're running? You guys don't see the win con. Okay, I'll tell you. It's a giant 7/6 demon who tramples. That's our win con. But filthy, he doesn't trample, I know. All right. Whether or not we get there, we'll see. I don't really think building win cons is really how you want to draft a deck either. All right. So, okay, what other cards? What does the creature count ended up as? Ended up as 11, which is a little low. We have 2 token summons in the deck, so we're kind of at 13 creatures, kinda. Are we anywhere with... Can we cut a 3-drop? Like this fucking Dusk Mage? Get either our cram session back in, or... I'm a little worried about the lands. I kind of want the last crash through. Yeah. We can get color screwed. We don't need double black ever. But we do need black-green early sometimes. Remember, chat, I'm pretty sure the best way to value this card is not to hit them with it, but is instead to sacrifice it on your upkeep every time. So I guess our win con is the Curvins. Seems reasonable. All right, let's try this. I would love to fit in another trample card. I don't know where we can do it. I don't think I can get rid of... I don't know if I can realistically get rid of another land. We want to hit 4 regularly. So. Wish us luck. Can we get 5? With Golgari checking out the different stats, the different decks this morning. Okay. If I could cantrip into open space Jamaharan, I'd agree. But I have to target a creature to give it trample. And you saw the problem with that when we played the blue-red deck a couple hours ago, which was sometimes your fixer, which is your cantrip fixer that gets you land when you're short, doesn't get you land because there's no creature on the board to target, which means you can't cycle it. So, nice hand. Yep, exactly. That's the other discount. Remember, there's when you add when you remove lands from your deck, you do 2 things. You fuck your sources up because you have less of each source, and you slow down, or you make it longer how many turns to get to the land on each time, right?
Quitters never win.
So we want to hit 4 on 4 every single time. We want a demon on our hand on 4 every single time too. We don't always get there. Napier Dalish. Thanks for the sub, man. Okay. 3/2 menace. When you cast or copy an okay ward. Okay, we're just gonna fucking mage deal that away. With this guy, I guess, becomes a 5/4. It's good enough. Could remove it. I can't double spell here. I could double spell. I'd have to cast trample into that for a card cycle. We actually kind of want a card cycle here. I don't have second green source. Never mind. Okay. Cycle charge is no good there. I don't have second green source. Can't deal with the witch otherwise. You can generate tokens and blank us indefinitely, which is no good. We have no other gas in our hand. We didn't hit our 4th land or our demon. So we need to be able to keep attacking. Same problem here. Here we might get value because he's going to want to chump the 4. It's better than just developing the Amplimancer. Nope. Okay. If we had second green source, I absolutely would chat, but I got to keep pressure on his life total before he plays a creature we can't attack through like that. So now I can threaten 4/4. It's not good enough. We'd probably end step cycle the charge anyways. Okay. God, the incidental life game is so fucking hard for this, doesn't it? All right. Should have cast on his creature, not mine. Okay. Flood protection, but not versus a 5/5. In the world of 4/4s, the 5/5 is king. This is definitely a format with 4/4s. Golgari matchmaking is pretty fucking annoying. Splashing white, so he's probably got removal in there. Can't recur a guy, don't have life gain. Where were you, dude? Where were you previously? Do we even know? I've been waiting so long for you. And I just had to play my trample card as a cycle because I ran out of gas. So now you're like super fucking bad because you're just chumping. Or just getting chumped. Okay. He's got too many cards in hand. This probably just gets removed. I'll take a card draw for it. Got a 1/1 chumper. I'd love to play out this as well. Maybe this plus that was better. But I need to stop the 7/7 killing me. Tapped is kind of a bitch here. Wish I could sack it. So we made this a 5/4. So I kind of need the death touch to deal with the 7/7. This comes into play tapped. I'm what? Double blocking, taking 8. That's not good enough. So now we 2-for-1. I guess it's not a 2-for-1. Can't even cast it this turn. So bad. We're not blocking with that. Let's swing. Okay. My 1 land off this being a 4/4. Should have attacked with that as well if I'm not blocking. And it looks like I'm not blocking, so. It's a bit low in life. Maybe a chump was okay. Oh, dude. His last card is Bookworm. Okay. Well, good card to get now. So I think we're dead to this, right? I have to like gang block the fuck out of that. Didn't get our land, so I don't get our 4/4. We have to put 7 in front of that. There's 6 in front of that. I have to triple block. Can pump the guy to make him a 4/4. It costs me how much? We have 7. It costs me 5, so I can't double spell with that. So 4, 6, 7. We'll block that. Chump the 5/4. Take 1 from the trample and 1 from the worm. Go to 2. Go to 1 with agonizing remorse. Hell yeah. Okay. Then what's the turn after? All my stuff is dead. And I play out this guy on an empty board as a chumper. Doesn't seem quite as hell yeah. Alternatively, we're 1 mana shy of 5 and 3. Pretty fucked here, aren't we? I needed that not to be his last card. This card comes in tapped. All right. We got that last turn. We could have dealt with the worm, right? As it is, we're going to 2 rather. Okay. 1. We're going to 1. Oh, we're going to 2. I mean, it doesn't matter. If he's got a trick here, we die. So we're going to gang block here. Doesn't matter here. Like, I know I can declare blocker, and if he has interactions, it matters, but it doesn't matter here. He did, of course, draw an exile effect as I'm doing this, so. Okay. Well, we had answers to dying to an Inkling, right? We can remove it with a fight spell later. We have one more fight spell on the deck. I die to the Inkling in like 2 turns. Or 1 turn. I guess maybe I can chump the 8/8 longer. Okay. He had perfect clean answers for our demons. Our demons didn't show up on 4. We were forced to use our cycle card before we drew the Tramplers. He had exile for our guys. We missed his worm by 1 turn with hand destruction that we drew late. It's just a series of unfortunate events. Hooray, you know? Didn't draw our village rights to protect our demons to still get the sack effects off. Didn't draw our recursion effect, or forced to use our recursion effect on the 2/2 as opposed to the 7/6. I wonder if we should be running the second recursion thing. He drafted rares and we didn't. Yeah. We didn't hit our last land to make the 4/4 relevant to anything. It's just a series of really fucking annoying things. He's splashing white for removal, and he had powerful black-white removal cards with those the 2 exile effects, right? Or the counter removal plus the exile. Just unfortunate. Okay. I think I cycle charge through every time here with this hand. Oh, that's a really good draw. Okay, 2/3. We need land on 4. This is why we can't go further down. I don't hate Mage Deal here. Mage Duel. Is that or play the 3/2? Plus, yeah, anyways. Okay. Mono black over there, huh? Hey, 1 time. Nice. All right, kills the 2/2, sure. I'm sure. Sacking Servant to the Demon. I don't want to let him lifelink here. We have to beat him to death. We don't have a lot of time to do it, and we've got 7/6s that have to be the people doing it. I don't want him having a recurring source of life gain. Maybe untapping to that's fine, maybe not. What is this? The Death Touch interaction effect? Here I just take 2, I think. I don't understand. Like, I haven't played Golgari against Golgari all fucking day. And here we are with second Golgari. Got all sorts of cool things here. Alright, so we're playing our whole hand. Our whole hand costs us 4. We don't have to play the swamp, but we are. So we go combat, swing, attack. He chumps. There's no world in which you don't chump this. You're such a prick. Okay. There's no world in which he doesn't fucking chump this. Why would you ever take 7 there? Ever. Instead of the 1/1. All right. We don't know his hand? Sure. But he feels like he knows my hand, doesn't it? Okay. I wonder if we should play the other sacrifice Death Touch trick, because this card, even on upkeep, it does come back in tapped, but even on upkeep it's still a Should have cast 10 when it was 8 power. When was it 8 power? Oh, on that turn. Yeah. No, you're right. Telegraphs the play a little bit, but there we are. Pretty sure this card is dead right now. Nice card. Got his own go blank. Alright, so we can't attack wide here. He's too many blockers. He gains life off the 1-3. The 3-2 is a good attacker. He probably trades it off for the 2-3. We're kind of okay with that. I guess this is attack 3-2, 1-1. Let that pump. Like this. Okay. It's a bad block here. Okay. Alright, not super thrilled about the fact it doesn't recur, but I need to get the life linker off the board. He doesn't have recurring sources of life gain anymore. This is dead card to us, unfortunately. So we are passing and stepping, scrying. Okay. Physically, we run out of values so fast in this deck. These 3-2s do nothing. I like having trample, but like we should have got super rewarded for him chumping with the 1-1 and then getting blown out by the trample. We should have. We didn't get rewarded at all for it, which is kind of ridiculous. Card does not help us in this board state. Yeah. That's a nice one. Get blown out if he has instant speed removal for this. What 4-mana black spell instant speed removes this? Like nothing, right? So I'm just going to play this now before my demon dies. Okay. Attack all is bad. I lose 1, 2. This grows. I have 3. Okay. It's not a fight effect, so it doesn't kill me with the whatever, but it's still annoying. Yeah. It's okay, Victor. Yeah, no, I was thinking out loud what spell punished us for this. What is this Golgari matchmaking shit? So the problem is I don't want this creature getting bigger. If I let this trade, if I attack with 1-1s and let this trade, these creatures grow to a 4 and a 3, which is 7, which challenges the demon, which means no attacks with the demon. Next turn he has to chump the demon, I think. And if we draw our fucking pennant, okay, gets it anyways. It's fine, I guess. Do we just sack demon and get his last card? I mean, the fact he's had on 4 mana, his last card is a 5-4 and 2 3-4s that grow is pretty painful. Okay. Still got 2 cards in hand. Opponent, can you like play a fair game of Magic with me where we get equal resources and we can play the game, or is it just only I get lands? Okay. I'm seriously considering quad blocking this. Right back. Well, we certainly need to stop getting matched into the people with life gain in their decks when we're trying desperately to kill them rapidly and then blanking. Like, comes in tapped. Would have been great to have a worm here. Can't even get anywhere with this card now, huh? When it's sacking the second demon on its first upkeep for the pests. Second demon sacking itself for the pests? What pests? What does that even mean? Try to explain yourself more and maybe you can answer that. So I can't block these. I'm chumping once, I guess. Do I have to chump twice now? Not yet. Yeah. I guess I should have scryed first like I did last time before declaring blockers, so okay. So I assume no is the answer, nil. Because I don't know. Like the demon gets value to destroy their hand and draw me cards when he gets sacrificed. I don't want to like play when I have 4 pests and I need a 7/6 to win the game. I don't want to just sack my 7/6 to itself to get one random card out of his hand. And the pest came out of the demon last time because of a card we played, not because of the demon itself. Three doesn't do anything. 4/5 doesn't do anything. Life gain does. Get life gain off the guys dying already. It's 2 to recur. Would have been nice to have a removal spell there this time. Jesus, where have you been? Shit, I didn't leave enough black sources either. We don't want that card. Do we? It's a blocker. We don't want that card. Do we? It's a block. I don't know. I don't think that card changes the outcome of this game. Okay. I really don't know what we're looking for, chat. Something that deals with the fact that our opponent's still on 5 lands, scrying away extra lands with 2 growing fucking payoff cards that we didn't even see in this draft. And every one of his attackers fucks us. If he has instant speed life gain, we're dead. Can I even block like that? Do I just chump the 5/5 and do this other one later? I think it's Menace. Oh wait, it has Menace. Okay, we're definitely doing that thing, so we're not gonna have time later. Okay. Instant speed life gain blows us out. Removal blows us out. If he has either, we're fucked. I need to recur this turn. I can't wait. I can sack a token to gain life, but I don't think it's good enough. I think this is draw next time. That's what I said when I didn't leave enough black mana. So I can't do this and recur. So late. Okay, are we alive? We're at 4. We're not alive. We're dead. So we've got the 3/2 in there. It's pretty sad though. It's just a chump. I guess I also have the 2/2, which is a 4/4. But I don't have menace, so I can't do that. I have to life gain because I can't chump it, right? It just doesn't die. So I have to go to 5 here. It's already at, it does 4, so we're at 1 if he doesn't draw anything. So unexciting. Okay. Should have hit him for 1 first, missing 1 damage. So I think last turn didn't matter. I didn't look. The fact that I was dead anyway, so we probably need the village right last turn to get something going. Too much mana this turn to do this. I mean, is there any world in which he ever sacks the fucking researcher? Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that was a long talk for nothing. If I had 1 more mana, we could demon, because then when it wouldn't die though. So it has to be this. I know the 4/4 is tempting, but it's not enough. We can't block the menace creature. So we have to ETB gain life, which sucks. Currently still alive. Opponent is still on exactly 5 lands. I don't know what turn this is, but I have 15 cards in my graveyard. Oh, I can probably tell. Has he drawn a single card? No. So 7 is 28. This is turn 12. Chat. What? A, why the fuck am I only being matched up against Golgari players? And B, what is this shit? Why does my opponent have perfect plays on 4 for forever and never hit his next land? Do we cut 1 more land here? It's pretty sad. Pretty sad days right now. I mean, whatever. We're dead the next turn. The odds of him not deploying another attacker that's worth 1 damage, and us drawing a creature that turn, and him not having removal after 3 turns of scrying is like 0. There is a chance, but it's super low. Like if we drawn Pennant in the turns with the pass, I don't know. So it feels like I'm missing out on that. It feels really relevant. Feels like we get super downvalued all the time. When he was at 7 and we had 5 pests, wouldn't it have been worse trading Demon for 2 of his 3 blockers? When did we get to trade Demon for 2 of his 3 blockers? I don't remember the board state. Didn't he always have a 1/1? So it wasn't the best case scenario. I just chump and grow his 5/5 and his 4/4. Wasn't that the board state? Charge has been bad. We should have got rewarded. I still feel like that player was playing around my hand. Like, who doesn't chump the fucking 7/6 with your 1/1 token for 7 damage in a race board? Like, it's so stupid. Can't have to, I don't know. This card is okay against big creatures, but it's pretty dead a lot of the time too. Yeah. Hey, Pace, thanks for 10 months. Same decisions, right? It's unfortunate those 2 things have happened in our first 2 games of this deck, but I don't remember the exact board random. If the answer was could I have traded the demon for 2 of his creatures, sure, probably we'd be fine with that, but I don't remember that ever being an option. I think I remember something like he just chumps it and then hits me back with 2 really difficult to block creatures that are menace, so I have to double chump kind of deal. I remember that being kind of what was happening. We have every non-creature spell in our hand and our demon for 4. If we draw 2 drops and land, we're okay. If we don't draw 2 drops or we don't draw land, we're probably not okay. Thanks, game. There was that turn where I just tapped my lands, not thinking about what 1-drops we could pull out, and didn't leave black open. I can't beat that card. That card beats me by itself right now. So I have to have a creature to interact with it, and this is the Simic fucking... Okay, so we matched 2 Golgari decks that had removal, and we didn't, and then we matched into a fucking Simic deck. This is going to beat us. He missed his land drop. Maybe there's a chance. We played this out. We have Demon next turn, but I think we're going to remove the 2/2 before that, so he can't fix his lands. Mountain. Dude doesn't give a fuck about that. Now it's real clunky, because if we had gone Pest Summoning into Demon, we'd have a 7/6 on this board. But we didn't. I can't sack that creature. I can't let him unlock his fucking lands, but he just went really wide. Can just run the Demon out this turn, Pest Summoning next turn, hope to hit land for the Tendrils. Could also Pest Summoning this turn. Chump, sack, draw. Hit to hope hit lands, but the next turn the kind is clunky, right? His next turn is just Demon, no removal. Okay. Yeah, it's not it. Yeah, this card is stupid. Dude, he just drew 2 wait. Different power. How did he draw? Oh, he drew 1 land off that. Yeah. Like, I just need to remove this card. Can't beat that fucking card if it's still going. Okay, there's the land we needed, which is good. So we run out this. We need to leave green mana, but we have it, so that's fine. Two, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah, that's sane. You don't take 7 damage. You chump the fucking 7/6. That makes perfect sense. What is this mana base? Guy's just non-ironically fucking playing Gruul. We're flooded, of course. Anti-Condor. Thanks for 25 months. Got an artifact creature. I just changed it as I was looking at it. He's playing Archivist. Weird. It's up to 7 mana. We're out of value again. This deck runs out of value so fucking fast. Okay. Wow. Game's a scam. Game's a fucking scam. So what, always gang blocks here. So all of these, no, we can't draw. It's A, it's draw 2, and B, we can't do it now. I mean, it's draw 3 off the demon, but if we do it now, we're playing 4 mana waiting to see what 4/4, 4/4, 2/2, 2/2 do to us. So we do it on his end step, or rather post combat anyways. Charge through into Mage Hype, maybe. Maybe that was the play, like dig first. This card has been dead for us. Dude, he's got 4 cards in hand again. It's a green rare. What an unexciting series of draws. Our 2-drop, our 2-drop, our 3-drop. We're on what here? 6. So it's 8 to activate this. We have 7, 3, 5, 7. So let's just play the untapped land and fucking run them out, I guess. And we have the world's worst blocks ever this round. Never have I ever been so excited to add some useless 2-drops to the fucking board. Dude plays 2 of those 4/5s. Take 8, super bad. I might have mana to double this next turn, but it's only going to be once. Trades up for 1. This guy goes to a 4/4 next turn. This guy's dead on the board. Well, maybe not. Part of me wants to block here. Part of me doesn't want to bother. I don't know what we have to draw to get out of this, but... This deck is so bad. Kills the 2/3. Weird. Perfect draw. So he has onboard combat trick for 5. He could trade off there, trade off here. Could do it there, make him pump, not block here, take 4. We're on 4, 7, 8, 9. We're 1 away from double pumps on this guy. He's got 4 cards in hand. Dude, these Golgari decks are so bad. What are the cards we have to have for Golgari? Can't be these demons. These demons are underperformed. Even with 2 sources of trample in this deck, hitting them on 4, drafting around them in token generation, we still can't get them to be fucking worth anything. That's pretty painful. Like every time I look at Golgari, I'm just like, why would I ever be incentivized to play this? I could have had a medium Simic deck that would have had like 6 times the power level of this deck. I don't know how our value is just so low in this deck. Like, where the tap blocker. Combo wombo, chat. Okay. Popping off. Tapped. Tap, take 8. Okay. 0-3 with this deck. Worst deck we've drafted so far. Really pretty synergetic, honestly. I mean, what do we... Okay, so we look at this. Like, sure, we're never happy with this deck. We played that trample card. The trample card was bad, even with the guys who needed the trample. We're missing the worms. I just maybe can't pick green until I see rare, or not green, but I can't pick black until I see rares in that color, maybe. Yeah. So we worked through this deck. Triple demons. They did nothing. We even got 1 sack combo off with Village Rites. 1 sack combo off with Tend the Pests on this. It still did nothing. I mean, these cards were even worse than expected, and we were expecting them to be pretty bad. Same with this card. So there's 3 really low quality cards in this deck. The discard plan was super weak too. We never saw agonizing. We saw agonizing remorse once at the very end of the game. We got 1 go blank that didn't win us the game, even though we did got some value cards out of it. The Implementers were 2/2s that sometimes were 4/4s for 5 mana, which was pretty rough. Deadly Brew was whatever. Never great, never bad. Played 2 Golgari decks, which makes this worse, and then that guy just spewed out fucking creatures on us. So player banned with Sacrifice was bad. Infuse was okay, but it never did more than 1 for 1. Pennant was never equipped. We cast it 1 time this entire playthrough. Charge Through we never used for the trample in the entire. I mean, we only played 3 games, so the end is pretty small. But like this card was just a cycle every single time. We got like 1 scry off the tap lands. It was fine. We flooded every single game because it's Golgari. Unwilling Ingredient was probably the best card. Village Rites off the Demon was good. But like the rest of these cards don't do anything. Like they don't create pressure, they don't create value. They just 1 for 1, and then you lose when they remove the Demon, which they did every single game without fail. Like Trudge Coming Tap is always shit. The card is hard to replay. It's a value engine if you can keep going. But like it's an expensive value engine. I have to pay mana to gain life some way. Then I have to recur the fucking thing, and then it still has no immediate value to block. Mage Duels were fine. But we drafted Mage Duel. We could have gone Simic. And we made the choice to go Golgari because I'm like, wow, there must be something this fucking blue-black deck does. I mean, they must have play tested this fucking set somewhere. Are you guys seeing like sick Golgari decks when you play? Because I'm not seeing sick. Can I explain why I wasn't playing Cram Session? You can watch the replay if you want, man. We talked extensively. That was one of the last couple cards we were considering playing. Best cards in this deck are green. Well, yeah. Our lessons weren't particularly great. We don't have the mana to pay for it. We have other things we want to do. We have other sources of life gain. There's no synergies with life gain in our deck outside of the Trudge. All those things, right? Colony did what it's supposed to do. Every once in a while, it's 4/4. It's often a 2/2. But the problem is, Colony and Amplimancers, although they are 2/2s that don't get blanked by drawing late into the game, they are still 2/2s. And oftentimes, this is just a 2/2 that isn't exciting. It's not a 3/2. It doesn't have an ETB that matters. It's like bad early, it's like medium early, medium late is kind of how this card reads instead of like good early. Yeah, I thought the chargers too. I mean, I'm glad we experiment with this because on paper, every time I see the black-green decks, I'm like, this deck looks awful. And I've been avoiding drafting black without bomb rares or bomb uncommons because I just can't make black work. Black-white is bad unless you hit all the fucking cards that you need to synergize that, and so is black-green. Like a medium Simic deck blows shit up. Medium Izzet deck can still win. A medium, what's the third color combination I'm missing right there? White-red. Medium Boros deck is still in the game, right? Like this medium Golgari deck doesn't get anywhere. And the medium Orzhov deck doesn't get anywhere either. Like having to play Dusk Mage and fucking 3/2s was so bad. All right. I mean, the plus note is we get to draft again. I probably can't play the rest of the draft tonight, but we can maybe draft one more. Yeah. Play them with bears with upside and be fine trading them earlier. I am fine with trading them earlier. But that wasn't how we drew them. We just drew them in late game, right? Like, they're still bad. Like, they're not 2-drops that do something, right? The problem is they don't put out any pressure early and they don't put out any fucking pressure late. They're okay in both scenarios, but this deck can't be okay in all, like, just waiting. We don't have any finality in that deck, right? All right, let's draft one more. But that's our worst performing deck of the day. And I mean, yesterday when we were just jamming Simic every time it was fucking available, our decks were all 7x decks, right? Like 7, it's like 7-2, 7-2, 5-3 kind of deal, right? Like these have been 3x decks, and that one, the Golgari deck, was a 0-3. The top power level. I don't know what this card does. It's a blue-red X spell. Only only goes face. Doesn't actually seem that good. Generates a bunch of tokens, draws cards, goes face. But you can't predict how many of each. Probably on average it's something like 2 treasure tokens, 2 damage, 2 cards for 8 mana. It's probably not very good. Best card in pack, Environmental Sciences or Pledge Mage? Maybe Trickster? Card's okay. I want to play the black-white deck. I don't know if I can take another deck as bad as that last deck though. Maybe I have to save experimenting with Orzhov for next time. This card seems fine. Card's bad. God Willing's fine. Dramatic Finale is reasonable in the black-white deck that we just passed the first card for. Feels bad. Everything else in this pack is shit except for the Malice. Master Symmetrist is okay. We can play that in a blue-green Simic deck as just a reach blocker. It's not bad. It's not good. Kind of medium. 4/4 is decent. You can play Lash. So we either if we pass this card, we are 100% out of black. We can take this. This card underperformed for me when I played it last time. That card's bad. Emergent Sequence is good. What do we give up? So there's an Infuse and Golgari, Village Rites for black if we're playing black-white. The white card's bad. The green card's very good. We just didn't take a something. What the fuck was it? I don't know if I can. I would love to play Orzhov chat, but like those last 3 games in our other deck were so painful. Like, why don't I just play Simic and win? No, that was the first pack. We passed the 3-mana Edict. What was the second pack that we took? We took Frost. We took Dramatic Finale over some green or blue card. What was it? Symmetrist. Oh, the four mana. Okay, that's okay. We can miss a 4-mana 4/4 reach creature. That's okay. Just speculate on Finale. We're not anywhere yet, but we picked this one against the Edict is kind of questionable. Like the blue decks, the blue-red decks and the blue-green decks are great, and this card plays them either way, plays it. So this card is fine. I don't mind looking back at black for the Dramatic Finale. It's a strong enough card. It's one of the few fucking enchantments out there. This card lets you tutor planes if you're behind in land. There's another Umbral Juke. There are no green or blue cards in this deck, this pack, that are worth playing. So we don't know where we're at yet. We'll take the Umbral Juke. Could be anywhere still. Probably anywhere except fucking Golgari. Card's bad. I keep trying to make it work because it seems like on paper it should do something. A 4-mana 7/6 with a bunch of text on it feels like it should be relevant to the game, but it never is. So Inkling Summoning, not bad. Drake if we're playing blue-green. We still don't know where we're at. Cards are going to get harder to tell too in a minute. This card is alright, but needs other payoff cards. So I'm going to default Simic until I see the black cards that make a deck. Well, we had 3 demons there with a deck built around having 3 demons, with a deck that applied trample at instant speed to actually win games, and we never got to win the game, which is pretty funny. Confront the past. A lesson. Choose one. Return target planeswalker card from graveyard to battlefield. Remove twice X loyalty counters from target planes. Okay, so this card requires you have a planeswalker to do anything. And when you do have a planeswalker, you win the game with it because you just get it back. All right, I'll take Eureka Moment, which is one of the core blue-green build-around cards. There's a black scammy guy who doesn't do anything, gives you like 1 or 2 life gain that you don't give a fuck about unless you have those growing creatures. Can you just not play black-green without having 12 cards that grow? Take the Mage Duel over the Cultivate. We're happy to see Cultivate. Okay. So we're moving pretty far away from these black cards because they're really bad. All right, speaking of bad, Mage Hunter, Unwilling Gradient, Execution, Elocution. I don't know what an elocution is. I have to look the word up. So I'm on curve here. That's a playable Simic card. Okay. You can play black-green with life gain synergy. Can you? Because the only card I've seen that... Okay, so look at the payoff cards that I'm aware of for life gain synergy. You can recur the Trudge. You can grow your 2/2 menace creatures. You can get a troll if you're at 25 HP, becomes a 4/4 for 3 instead of a 2/3. And all of those effects seem insanely medium. What are the big payoff cards for life gain? Elocution is speaking well and correctly. Thanks. So what other life gain payoffs are there? There's like some rare ones we've seen. There's like one that every time you... There's a black card that every time you cast a spell, you generate one of those 1/1 tokens. It's a creature. I think there's a mage who like drains you every time. Like there's a rare or uncommon like 1/3 who can sack shit who like drains you or something. And I think there might be another guy, whenever you cast the spell, you generate a life gain effect. But I really haven't seen, like, what are the payoffs? And are they all rare? Because this is the same problem I have with Orzhov, right? Like, the payoffs are all rare. And you need a couple of them. Like, you'd think this card isn't strong enough either. Like, this card feels a little bit like that 6-mana anti-anthem that was in Ravnica that generated spirit tokens out of their graveyard. But it's not. This is just, you get 1/2/1 per turn if you lose a creature. And your tokens are 3/2s. I guess you get 1/3/2 per turn if you lose a creature. But I played it once and it wasn't game swingy. It was okay if it got going, but it's hard to get it going. It was also, I didn't play it black-white. I played it black-green maybe. Or I thought it might be better, but it sure as fuck wasn't. We actually get a lot of lands. Okay. 2/1 that jumps for 2 life as a payoff. Yeah, right. The 2/4 is a 4/2, right? Defend the Campus, Guardian, Fanatic. These are all pretty bad. All right, pack 1. Some question of what color we're playing. We could have had 2 Umbral Jukes, but that was the only black card that we passed that we were a little bit apprehensive about passing. So we could be Umbral Juke, Dramatic Finale, Leech Fanatic, and every other black card. Maybe that Mage Hunter, that 3/4. 3/4 is such bad stats in this format, though. You do not want to play a lot of mana, 4 or 5, really, for 3/4. You want to be paying for 4/3s or 4/4s. Fairy's Protection seems like a bomb for ever playing white. Mastery was not a bomb. It's a ramp card, but it's an expensive ramp card. And if you play it, yeah, so this is one of the black-green payoffs is uncommon, right? Like that card's decent. At an uncommon, maybe that's good enough. I want the Pledge Mage, but I've learned my lesson. Pledge Mages are great, but they're not necessary. Mage Duel is necessary and Simic. So we'll just take the best card in the pack there for us. Okay. The Pest Lord. I don't know the Pest Lord. Don't know large swaths of the black-green stuff because all the payoff seems to be like rare or mythic. So at the moment, I'm only playing Orzhov or Golgari if I hit mythic or rare combos of multiples or like a string of good uncommons in a row to start the draft. Because I can't take good black commons because what good black commons are there? And I can't really take good Golgari commons either. I mean, I guess I can take the Menacers if I see them, because those were the most powerful threats we've seen. Glad to hear it, Bushido. Three, 2 for 3, other size of 4-mana draw spell. Huh. We got another one of these like slowpokes. All right. I think tomorrow, I mean, today we've been experimenting, but unfortunately it keeps confirming the things I already feel like I knew, which is really annoying to me. I was kind of hoping to find some good Golgari decks in there. I don't really want to play this card if I can. All right, what is this? Black, green, untapped land, illuminate history. Each card name. Okay, that card's too much text and it's red. It's an opt, berry, blood researcher, biomathematician, deadly brew. This card has been bad every time I've used it. Black, green, fixing. So I want biomathematician into books, maybe books ahead of it, but I don't think so. I think biomathematician is one of the best Simic cards. Super cheap, shows up all the time, really powerful. If I were not playing this color combination, would I play any of these other cards? Play opt. This would be the black-green card, huh? Okay. Any bombs yet? No. Nope. All right. Cheap black removal. Maybe that card's worth drafting as black. I wouldn't go out of my way for it. Do we want third mage duel? I need some creatures, but I'll take third mage duel in pack 2. The blue cards are bad here. There are no green cards besides this one, clearly. There is a lesson, but it's not a very exciting lesson. Okay. Is reject playable? Sure. Ooh, that's a payoff. So I hope to wheel biomathematician. I don't know why Apprentice is still here. It's one of the best cards out there. What does this card do? Okay, you may pay 3 rather than pay it. If I do pay 3, you draw 3, and opponent creates 2 treasure tokens and scry 2. If the cost wasn't paid, you draw X card. So 3 mana X draws sorcery speed. I mean, it's okay. I'm still taking Apprentice. Apprentice is not okay. Apprentice is unbelievably powerful. Okay. You think there's a lot of blue drafters on my table? I don't know. We're hitting our blue-green combo cards, so we're not getting a ton of blue cards, but as long as we keep hitting blue-green combo cards, it's okay. Another Trickster right there. The Wrangler. I don't think that card's playable. I think it's too slow to get into the board. We are going to be casting a lot of instants and sorceries. I don't hate the Arch. I don't hate the Pledge Mage. Do I play 2 Tricksters, though? I think I do. It's such a nice tempo card. It's a beater, too. All right, I think we're pretty far away from black at this point. I doubt I could even get playables to play black, so I'm just going to sideboard those. I don't know if I'm playing Spell Satchel or not. I've never played this card. It looks bad. The reason why it looks bad is this really should be 2 mana tap for colorless and have this other effect whenever you cast instants or spells, you book counters on it, and then it's 3 and tap to remove 3 book counters to draw a card. I feel like the fact that the tapping for colorless removes book counters makes this like super bad. Because then it's a mana rock that sometimes doesn't have mana in it, and it's already providing colorless mana. And a million years later, maybe you can get some value out of it, but who fucking cares? It's so long, so far away. Elemental Summoning as a lesson is okay. I like the Snow Day as well, but I have 2 Frost Tricksters. This card is super good value, though. It's like a million years before they can attack you again. Do I have any Learn? If I wait too long on Learn, though, lessons, I won't get any. I think I still prefer Snow Day. Just draw 2 cards at most. Well, ramping and drawing 2 cards is okay. Take Emergent Sequence. I think you might be right, though. It does kind of feel like blue's getting cut, but not green. Double Emergent Sequence is nice. I love this card. Yeah, your dude sometimes gets removed, but it's still just a 1-for-1. And then when he doesn't get removed, you get a fucking dude who's also a mana dork. You just can't use it to fix. It's the weird thing, because initially you think when you tutor any basic land from your library, you're using it for fixing, but you can't, because you'll just get your fixer killed. You'll get your color that you're missing removed. But Barian Books Wheeled, happy to see it. Yeah. The worst Mind Stone ever printed, right? That's what it feels like. It's kind of the worst Mind Stone ever printed. You cast a lot of instants and sorceries of some of these things, but like 3 mana and tap it means you don't really get any value out of it. It's not like I can 3 mana not tap it, do it multiple times, or just tap it to remove the counters to draw for free. Like I can't like it's so inflexible and it's so slow. And I just look at that and I'm like, what the fuck? I was gonna say that red blue, you know, like blue. You're right, blue's getting cut, but the blue green isn't getting cut. So what the fuck? This is a blue red payoff card, like or a blue red strong card, and it's not getting drafted. think I'm taking Arcane Subtraction as a learn. We could take our first lesson. That's probably better. Verdant Mastery is still there, but I don't really like this card. I don't really want to pay 6 to ramp. When I'm at 6, I'm not really planning on ramping anymore. I'm trying to do something. I'll take second Barian Books. I'll take second lesson. Take the fixing in case I find a bomb red that I try to fit into my deck. Same with the bomb black. Elemental Summoning Wield. And Leyline Invocation. I main decked that, but this is a good payoff for us as a learn. So we have a little incentive to learn now. We picked up 3 lessons super cheap at the end of pack 2. Okay. I don't know what this card is. Inquisition of Kozilek. Okay. Codex is a scammy card, right? Can't cast permanents while it's in play. It's a 1/4. Okay. Snow Day's still here. Solve the equations here. Pledge Mage looks pretty good here. Elemental Summoning, Field Trip, and Charge Through. I don't hate the Field Trip. I think I need a Pledge Mage in this deck. I'd be happy to wheel Field Trip. It probably won't wheel. I might take Cody if it wheels. I've never played the card. Pack looks bad. The rare's in the wrong color again. It's the 3rd rare that's not in our color, right? Okay. Snow Day again. I'm annoyed that I valued it as highly as I did when I get past 2. Golden Ratio is a scam. That last guy played it and drew cards off it, but that never happens. I'm tempted to just take heated debate away from whoever else is playing in this draft pool, just to be a dick about it. I think I might. Like, honestly, what am I doing here? Like, we've just opened the last pack. There's no cards in it. Or the red cards I'm going to want to play? Maybe, but if I do, I'm going to get there. I need the red mana first. I could take another lesson, but I don't have enough learn cards to trigger that lesson. I don't want second Snow Day. So, fuck that guy in particular. I'm stealing his heated debate. So I feel bad. I feel cranky about getting denied with that all day today. I haven't seen this card. That's cool. But we're very happy to see Eureka. It's like the core build around for blue-green. I'll play 3 of those in a heartbeat. Maybe we'll wield the Wrangler. Maybe. I do have to start thinking about how we win the game right now. Currently it's 2/2/2 flyers and a biomathematician, which might be enough. We might get there on that, honestly. Okay, Mortality Spear. So Golgari's open. Another Blood Researcher. No green cards we can play. No blue cards we can play. The most playable card for us in this pack is Spined Carrick. Okay. Now, chat, I don't know if you believe this, but I don't really want to play Spined Carrick. Do we have any learn cards yet? Negative. As the 3rd Blood Researcher, it's always that way, right? I think we realistically can run into a game where our opponent removes our 4 creatures and then we just lose because we can never kill them. We'll see. Mortality Spear. Yeah, that might have been good too. I forgot we have that. I'm not really considering splashing another color right now. Just mostly been trolling about it. Another bird. Any learns? I like Snakeskin Veil. It might be better than 3rd bird. It does things like protect my my apprentice from getting removed and protect my grown Pledge Mage. I'd also play the Campus, but I'm going to take the Veil. I'm worried about getting our beaters removed. I mean, whoever was cutting blue-green is now cutting blue-green insanely hard this direction, since I haven't seen shit. These cards are not cards we can put in this deck. Okay. Field Trip did wheel. 2/4 wheeled. No learn cards. Well, that's a learn. That's a lesson learn card. Okay. Another Field Trip. Solve the equation. Jesus. These are learn cards, I guess. I need a beater. Am I playing heated debate? I don't hate Scrylands. I don't know about Scry Tap Islands for heated debate though. We got bait dwarfed. Yeah, it's been a. I mean, today Cult of Neurosis. The goal today was to test out other color combinations, and we have done that, and we have been punished for trying anything that wasn't Simic. All right, what are we actually playing right now? Are we all in on the wall? Am I just main decking the 4/4? Duress. White, red. Okay, I can't cast white red spells, unfortunately. I think this might be in our deck. Two-one flyer that does something is reasonable. Okay. All the good cards and no win cons? We'll see. Don't need a lot of win cards in Simic. You just need to veil a Pledge Mage to win. Alright, so we've got Curve, Summoning, Pledge Mage, and Flying Chip damage to kill them. And I guess Amplimancer. Alright. 7/6s were trash. Yep. Alright, this is 43 with 17 lands. No fixing. What comes out? Okay, what are our lessons? We might be able to cut Summoning. Just because we're gonna pull it in off learn. And we have 2 learns. We have to be pretty aggressive about grabbing it. So I think that's okay. I don't know about this wall. I feel like the wall was gonna get us some value. I wish it was the healing wall. So we need 3 cards out. I don't think we're cutting anything that resembles a threat. Dude, is this too many mage duels? Double buy in the books. Bury in books, rather. Snow Day. Triple mage duel. Creature counts what? 8? I mean, that's 8 2/2s. 8 2/2s will get us there. This card is so good for tempo, but it might not be good enough for this deck. I feel like we deck ourselves like 70% of the time with this deck. Maybe Strategic Planning comes out. Maybe Reject. I like having an instance and sorceries on 2 and 3 for the Apprentice. Maybe 1 Berry out with Snow Day. Maybe 1 Eureka Moment out. But I think Eureka Moment's kind of the win con for this deck. I can see Strategic Planning coming out. I'm a little unclear about Reject. There's a lot of turns we pass with mana open. Let's hope they never develop a blocker. Blockers might beat us. This is probably too much of this. Get rid of 1 Berry or get rid of Snow Day? You think Curve is going to be small in this deck? I don't. I mean, do you want to see my instant sorcery counts right now? We're at 8 instants, 8 sorceries. That's 16. Serpentine Curve is going to be huge. It's going to be like 6 6s and 8 8s on average. Like, we're never going to cast it on 4, but it's going to be one of the ways that wins. Berry and Snow can win games, I agree. I think it might be the Reject. Alright, green early, blue later, seems reasonable. Field Trip only tutors Island, or only tutors Forest, which is kind of annoying. We need double blue for Pledge Mage. We often don't want it on 3. Okay, so we're playing this. Alright chat, make your predictions. Oops. I'm annoyed that our Golgari deck did so poorly. Okay. Alright. No need double blue. Oh, right. It's not double blue. You're right. You're right. We have green blue. Yep. All right. Okay. I think I'd call this deck Simic Homework. I think is the best name for it. Treating it as a turn 10 play? Absolutely treating it as a turn 10 play. We just need ways to win, right? All right. Opponent goes first. Standard fare. Good hand, though. I put up new predictions. You got 4 seconds to guess still. Okay, it was a good hand until we kept drawing lands. Now we're starting to get a little flooded. I wonder if I could do 16 with this deck. It's annoying. It's only a 4/4 though. Although presumably we're going to see some more. I wish I could multi-spell here. So we're on 6. I could emergent sequence into a serpentine curve. That's a 4/4 that challenges that. It's the equivalent of our other summon. It gets better later, so we might just want to make it later. Problem is if he grows this little fucker. Shh, phone. Quiet. All right. I think we can double emergent sequence. We can and double cultivate. We can probably go down to 16 lands here. We're gonna flood just a little bit too much here. Guys got answers. I wish I had my answers because I could have done that pretty easily too. I could have just finished my turn with doing that. Just remove some islands from my deck, I guess. I mean, part of me is like, man, do we really want to cut lands? We have 3. Jesus Christ, man. You just curve out on this. We tutor lands to our deck. We have this thing. Oh, God. Okay. Flood protection. Okay, I can start unsummoning his tokens. That's good at least. Okay, we have 5 and 4 is 9. Nine's kind of awkward. 10 lets us 5 and 4. 10 lets us bury plus the other one. So we want to get through with the 5/5. It's my only attacker right now. I like the flying attacker. I wish I'd had it 2 turns ago. I wonder if it's better to kill the 4/4 and make him redraw the Sage. He's got like 2 cards in hand. Okay, we'll call it a draw. Okay. Dude. Okay. I need one of my 3 fight cards right now because I have to kill fucking Zimone. Yeah, he's got everything on 7 lands. Not wrong. Not wrong. All right. I forgot to play my land, so I can't double it twice. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, fuck. Does he ever block this and I double it and I killed the things? Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Yeah. I don't know if I can beat Zimone. Zimone goes off this turn and I can't fucking deal with it. I had a turn to attack with the Implementer. We missed it. We could have got in for 8 there. It's really relevant. We have in our deck remaining with 19 cards. We have 3 draw 2s in there that are supposed to ramp us. Another unsummon. We've already used our Snow Day in our first unsummon. This guy just naturally draws out to 7 lands, casts 2 4/4s, and then just draws gas from then on out. It's pretty typical opponent play. So if I bump this twice, it goes to 8. What are his blocks on 8? 4, 3, 2. I still get 2, 4, 4. I think that's fine. It's kind of a nice threat too, but I don't care. This thing has reach. Am I okay trading for the Trickster? I guess, before it becomes a 4/4. Any really bad blocks for this? 3, 2, 2, 7. No, that's fine. Okay. It's fine. I gotta get 1 land out of this deck. There's his 8th. Makes sense. I'm worried about him growing fractals with more biomathematicians. 5/5 fractals start to get scary on this board. Yeah, as I said. Okay. How many more lands do we have in our deck? Like 1? Not terribly excited about drawing 2 lands in a field trip, but here we go. It's been holding that reject for 1,000 turns. This is the first time we've ever been out of mana while casting creatures. Alright, so in our deck are 3 Mage Duels, 2 Eureka Moments, and a Bounce spell, right? That's one of the ones I wouldn't mind seeing. Kind of fucking irritating. I mean, why not? He's got Zimone. He's been drawing off of it for 3 turns, so. It's going to be Island. It's the card we're going to draw next. Jesus Christ, opponent. You don't even want to pretend to be afraid of this? I guess you got the tap down effect is the problem. Could unsummon my dude. You could unsummon my Trickster. Okay, unsummon blows me out either way. Trickster always gets tapped. I can't attack with the 5/5, so I should Trickster, I guess. I guess this gets blown out by the -4 trick. Okay, unsummon beats me either way. I guess it's okay to do it here if he's got the -4 trick. I'm a little curious if I'm dead on board here. Problem is it's not a lethal attacker. Nah, I should have been here, just in case. Because he just taps my 5/5 in response, and I can't beat him. I'm probably dead on board. Nah, I should have been the 2/2. Because the 2/2 becomes a lethal attacker. Yeah. Alright, we gotta get 1 forest out of our fucking deck, or 1 island out of our deck. One or either or. And we gotta get 1 more value card in, because we just flooded so hard this game. No scry lands to fix that. We're 1 turn off killing him. He had it last turn. Yeah, see, that's a good play on his part. Should have been the Trickster. So now I'm what? Chumping here. What's the swing look like? 4, 8. So it's 8, 16, 20, 23. Okay. So we have to block. I mean, I don't think we kill him anyways, right? Taps this, and it's a 2 attacker, and we know what our next draw is. We don't have more gas, but we have enough. We have 4. I should have counted our ramp spells. Does all attack not work for you, opponent, or what? Definitely attack with that. Do it. Do it, coward. Do it. Do it. Yeah. Do it. Do it. Yeah. All right. I mean, I don't have to do math because this is the only block that makes any sense. 2 blockers. Okay. All right. We can leave this game. Dead either way then. Even if we did the correct target for fight spells, we eat a 4/4 here, but if eating a 4/4 doesn't do shit. We're probably actually forced to chump the 8/8 anyways, but I'm not entirely certain. Okay. All right, so we flooded. Oh. And our opponent played 2 4/4s twice on 7 mana without drawing for them. So let's look at the cards that might have got us there sooner. Oh, the entire rest of our deck, you say? That's unfortunate. All right, cut a forest. And add Destroy a flyer maybe is a thing. Random 2/4 body is maybe a thing. Rejects maybe a thing. 2/1 flash card. Strategic planning. What are we playing here? Yeah, if we had drawn Mage Duel. Look, the cards we didn't draw that game, you ready? Drake, didn't draw it. Apprentice, didn't draw it. Mage Duel ×3, we drew 1 at the second to last turn of the game. Biomath, the Pledge Mage, the one who grows every time we cast a spell. 2 of our 3 Eureka moments. And that's it. And our Snakeskin Veil. We drew every other spell card in our deck. So just imagine not having those particular cards. It's just like, head explode. Okay. Is planning a do something card though? Do we just run summoning in the main deck? It's our best learn card, by far. I think I might run it in the main deck. We have 2 learn. Let's get all the value we can out of this deck. Okay. Not playing Satchel. Satchel's so bad. I did flood there, but like I don't normally flood in this deck, right? We normally deck, right? We've got 3 of the fucking Simic draw spells and the guy who pulls lands out of our deck. So we have 4 effects that remove lands from our deck. 2 of which are in our hand here. We're going second. Going second with Snow Day in hand. 3 drops. Okay. All right, game. Sure. Mono aggro, I assume. Read Satchel again. I know it draws me cards. I know it ramps me up. I'm just not excited about the card at all. Oh, you're talking to you. Yeah, the problem with Cult is it is a mana accelerant and it does trigger on every time we do stuff, but it removes it's slow as fuck to draw cards off of, and it's it has to get charged before it's a mana rock. You have to cast an instant or sorcery. It doesn't come into play with a counter on it, and it only adds colorless mana, and it removes a counter every time you tap it. It's the problem with Satchel. That's why it's so fucking bad. Yep. Don't want to trade damage here. Don't really want to block the first turn either, but okay. An opponent draw 3 cards with it? Wow, that's impressive. He is mono A. It's mono aggro. We nailed it. I don't hate just elemental summoning here. I kind of like double spelling with ramp though. So this is God's willing? I'm not sure. He had a pause there on white. You might not be mono, right? You might just be missing mountains too. But this looks very mono white. Who the fuck else plays eager first years? I have looked away and somehow lost 7 life. I don't remember him attacking me. What did he attack me with that I'm down 7 life? Alright, so we're on 7-8 mana this turn. We still haven't drawn a drawn card, which seems insane to me. He could have removal of his last card. I think I'm going to play this token out and buff it up. His last card's removal. It's kind of bad, but otherwise we got a 6/6 on the board. The cards that make my deck really pop off are the 2-mana guy who searches for shit, the Simic draw cards, of which we have 3, the fight spells that cheaply remove enemy stuff after doing something else, and the other cards that remain in my deck. Do I take 1 more damage to get the first striker off the board? I think so. What are the white pump spells? +2 that goes to 3, makes it a 5/2. Could be 2 if there's 2, I'm dead. If I block this and there's 2, it's still maybe I trade. This is the most dangerous block. Oh, come on. Alright, so it didn't matter what I blocked with. I took 1 more damage there. He has the answer. Kind of sucks. Alright. So we're tapping his shit down. What's our mana at? 8. Getting a little tilted by opponent having answer to everything. So it was a 1/1. Every block is bad. So I take 2 this turn. Okay. Last card, hand removal to get my fucking tap effect. Fuck you, opponent. This is ridiculous. Okay. Found our mage duels. They were just hiding in the bottom of our deck. Yeah, definitely blown out regardless, because I just checked all the available alternative options and they were all super bad, right? Which was I'm always shrunk from a 6/6 to a 1/1, and every card beats a 1/1. Never doesn't draw a card, makes cool. Alright, do you think he has an answer to our island? So what does this go up to? A 2/3? So 2/3 kills his 2/2. So we take 3 here, which is super fucking bad. I mean, okay, sure. Let's look how this lined up again. Block into make your mark in red. I want to see the fucking board, game. Like, I want to look at this bullshit. I'm so tired of this. I've been playing Magic too long today. I'm tired of my opponent always having it. It's so painful. Like, we have so many cards in our deck that interact throughout that entire game, but to not draw them ever. Like, we played almost we played 2 full games and almost the entirety of our deck in the first game, and then like half our deck in the second game, without doing any of the game plan our deck is actually trying to do. It's so painful. Oh man. Yep, all gas on mono white, draws black card. It's all removal. It's removal into hand destruction to like get the card that we're getting him with. It's just like that gives him a counter. It's just like smack your fucking head. Okay, only blue source in here. Missed land drop. Oh, early interaction, you say? Okay, our draw card, what? Are we allowed to have these cards? Scared of this card going off. It's gonna hit me so hard. But if I blank land again... Black, red, where are the combat tricks? If I blank land, if he removes this next turn and I blank land, I'm just dead, right? But if he removes this, and I don't have creatures I can cast because I'm missing islands, fuck. Okay. Oh, Filthy, you just played 2 games. Your opponents had perfect fucking answers the entire time. The entirety of your deck, which is super fucking good, which you can't get into play, and you can't draw? Well, I think it's time you got a land screw. I do want to draft again, so I'm kind of excited by that. I mean, we will draw a land in our deck again, presumably. Just kidding. Okay. I know, sigh, right? Like fucking sigh. Just sigh. The worst part is this card didn't even get us anywhere, right? Like, the problem is, even if we had done that, he'd still have that 1/2 double striker, which would now be a 3/4 double striker on the board. And he still could have removed our land, and it would still be our only blue source. So we'd be on 3 green mana with no blue sources. Remember, we're 50-50 fucking island forest split. Man, I want to punch a wall so fucking hard right now. Yeah, I can't beat this. The whole way the Simic decks work is they ramp out with Eureka Moment to get going with a bunch of stall cards to then kill you. The Tricksters are stall cards, the Snow Days are stall cards, the Bounce cards are stall cards. The Moments are draw to keep you, the Eureka Moments are draw to keep you going. And then you want that 2-drop in your opening fucking hand.